All right, everybody. Happy New Year. And for this New Year's special on the podcast, we are doing a review that has to do with New Year's. Isn't that right, Austin?
Yep.
We just watched, as you can already tell by what's on screen now, we watched WWE New Year's Revolution from 2006. So, we decided, we did December to Dismember for the Christmas special. So, why not do a New Year's pay-per-view for the New Year's special? Why not?
Are we
So,
also having Slamboree on this episode of the podcast too?
you guys getting a double whammy, double penetration Lita style.
Oh
So,
god, and fucking the DPW? Shit. Oh my
mhm.
god.
And also during the DPW review, that was our review of episode 1, and we have found out since then, we recorded that a couple days ago, we found out since then that episode 2 is going to have Chris Denker on it.
Oh, it's already released too. So
Oh god.
next
Jesus.
week,
But right now we are going to get to New Year's Revolution from 2006. Overall, this was a decent pay-per-view. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't anywhere near Slamboree bad. It wasn't December to Dismember bad. It was an alright pay-per-view. There was one match that dragged on, but we'll get to that. The main event was a chamber match. We will get to that as well. But I suppose we could start off with the beginning of the show and what kicked New Year's Revolution 2006 off. So,
Ric Flair
take it
being
away.
one of the boys.
Ric Flair took on Edge, which Edge will play a bigger role in this pay-per-view later on. But I don't really know what the reasoning for this match was. But
It was because Ric Flair needed to be one of the boys.
I guess so. But so we start off with Edge versus Ric Flair, and the match was all right. I mean, this was during the time where Edge had Lita with him as part of his gimmick, and also they were like a couple in real life at the time. And
Shout out Matt Hardy.
But so Ric Flair comes out looking like he's 80 years old, even though he's in like his 60s, I think. Or it might have been late 50s, but so this match was all right. There was one spot where on the outside Edge did like a snap suplex on the floor, and you could tell Ric Flair hit that fucking ground. Because at the end of the match, well, after the match, I mean, you could see Ric Flair's back was all bruised up from that suplex. And then another spot was Lita was trying to get involved, and that didn't work out too well because Ric Flair fucking poked her in the eye, and then he poked Edge in the eye too, and did a fucking shitty ass dive off the top rope. And then Ric Flair, being one of the boys, was thrusting and all kinds of stuff. And he also, the way the match ended was threw Edge out of the ring, and then he dragged Lita into the ring and put her in a figure 4 leg lock, just being one of the boys. That's, as Tommy Dreamer would say, that's just Nate. So
He totally wasn't acting like a helicopter around Lita. He's just being one of the boys.
So Lita starts screaming because she's in the figure 4, and then Edge comes out of nowhere and fucking hits Ric Flair in the face with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He hit Ric Flair in the fucking face, and the referee calls for the bell. Edge gets disqualified. Ric Flair retains. Also, I forgot to mention, this didn't really play that important of a role, but Ric Flair was the Intercontinental Champion. So
This was a championship match, by the way.
yeah, and so they announced Ric Flair as the winner, and you know, everybody's like, oh, why did Edge do that? Why did Edge just cost himself an Intercontinental Championship match like that? And then Ric Flair's trying to get up, and then Edge comes back and he fucking blasts Ric Flair in the face with the briefcase. Like, Ric Flair started pouring blood out of his face. And Ric Flair was fucked up. And like I said, Edge will be more important later on in the evening. But Ric Flair had to get help out of the ring. It took him a fucking minute to wake up. Because in the meantime and in between time of that, we got, I think it was...
Wait, it was Kurt Angle, I think.
Oh,
Give me a sec. Let me find the
yeah.
promo. Let me find the promo.
So, this show gave us what we like to call, what a lot of people like to call Perk Angle, where Kurt Angle was going through a crazy time, we'll just say. Kurt Angle said some crazy things on this promo.
Here it is. Here it is.
So, we'll just let you guys listen to this. This is what Kurt Angle said in this promo about the Elimination Chamber.
Okay, hang on. No, wait, give me a second. That one was very low. Like, the audio was low. Come on, where is it? Is there another one? Fuck, where's the promo?
We apologize for Austin being unprepared.
Can you hear this? Oh, wait. That's why. Okay, give me a second. It's on my Bluetooth.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay.
Well, before I get into that, first of all, I'd like to say that I hope the U.S. loses the war in Iraq. Me too. And,
also, Davari was with him.
I think the greatest country in the world is France. What do you think? Oui. And, you know, truth be told, I'm not a very big fan of the black people. And if I would go back in time, one person in history I'd like to make tap out would have to be Jesus. Who do you think?
That was his fucking promo on this show. Kurt Angle. Perk fucking Angle said that live on pay-per-view in 2006.
It was a different time.
Different time and a different fucking Kurt Angle. This was Kurt Angle when he was hopped up on the perks and the pills. This is a different breed of Kurt Angle. But yeah, he was, I guess, talking about his Elimination Chamber match and saying how Carlito and Chris Masters aren't even in his league and they're not on his level and that they shouldn't even be in the match and whatever. Saying he's gonna win the World Championship from John Cena.
I want to keep in mind that video is called Kurt Angle the Philosopher.
Oh my god. So then after that, I believe the second match wasn't that the Trish Stratus match?
Yes.
So we get the promo for Trish Stratus versus Mickie James, and this was during this time. This is when Mickie James first came around. So she had like this crazy girl gimmick where she was obsessed with Trish Stratus. It even got to a point. I don't know if it was before this or after this where she was like she dressed up as Trish Stratus. She tried to be Trish Stratus. She stalked Trish Stratus. Like
Kiss Trish Stratus.
Yeah, all that shit. Like she was obsessed. And
yeah.
So after the promo for this match, we see Ric Flair finally getting out of the fucking ring after 2 promos. And I'm like, wow, Ric Flair finally woke up. Them fucking briefcase must have knocked him unconscious. Yeah. But then we get into the Mickie James and Trish Stratus match. It was, I mean, by default, it was the best women's match on the show because there's another women's match later and it was shit.
Okay, hang on. There was only one reason it was shit. The highlight of that match, I will actually pinpoint the exact time and second the highlight of that match. So
Austin's gonna go into super simp mode. This is Perk Austin. But this is an alright match. Trish and Mickie are both good women's wrestlers. It started off, you know, alright, and then it started getting like brutal. They started beating the shit out of each other. Like it started getting violent real quick. and they were doing each other's moves at one point where Mickie James did a Stratus faction, and then the way the match ended, this match wasn't too long either. So the way the match ended was that Mickie James went to do the mitt kick. Okay, so Trish went to do the Stratus faction. She bounced off the ropes. Mickie countered and threw her backwards. Trish flipped, and then Mickie tried to do the mitt kick. Trish ducked, and then she hit Mickie with the mitt kick. And
No, the chick. Okay, so
well,
here's what gets us confused.
I
Trish
know,
Stratus has the
I
chick
know.
kick, and Mickie James has the mick kick.
Yeah. So that's how it ended with the fucking chick kick, and then fucking she pinned Mickie James 1, 2, 3. Trish Stratus is still the women's champion, and they ended up later down the line. I don't know if we'll ever review this show, but later down the line at
Oh, hell
WrestleMania
yeah.
22, this feud
You think we're
culminated.
skipping on my favorite WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it eventually.
Austin loves the Undertaker versus Mark Henry in a casket
Okay,
match.
hang on. That match was not great. I will say that, but there's some good matches on that pay-per-view.
You like Shawn Michaels jumping off a ladder on the Vince McMahon with a garbage can on through a table.
Hang on.
You know
Hang
that
on.
match was supposed to be Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero.
Really?
Yeah, that was supposed to be that match, but Eddie passed away.
Damn.
Yeah. Austin said, "Well, now I'm sad."
He passed away in November of 2005, right?
I think, I don't know, but I remember seeing something that was saying like that was the original plan they wanted to do, was Eddie versus Shawn,
That
but
would have been good
it
too.
didn't get to happen, obviously. But decent women's match. Trish retains the title. Their feud would culminate at WrestleMania 22. Then after that was probably the best match on the card. I was playing was Jerry the King Lawler versus Gregory Helms. But
Why?
first, before that match happened, right before that match happened, we get Maria Kanellis interviewing herself about the bra and panties match that was going to be
I
held
don't care
later in the
how
night.
bad her promo was, it was still hot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
So she's interviewing herself about the match, and then Gregory Helms walks up and is just like, "Fuck your promo, fuck your match. I'm Gregory Helms,
Hey, you
and
know
I'm
what?
about to
You know
beat
what?
Jerry Lawler's ass." He
I'm
called him a
glad
creepy
Gregory
old
Helms
man.
lost to fucking Jerry Lawler. Fucking spoilers, but you ruined the fucking Maria Kanellis shit. That was good, okay? I don't care what any. I can't even keep a straight face because I'm so fucking. I'm simping so fucking hard.
Mhm.
Damn it.
But so Gregory Helms basically said, he was like, "I don't care about your promo. I don't care about your little bra and panties match." And he's like,
I
"I'm going
cared.
out there and I'm gonna beat Jerry Lawler's ass, and I'm gonna make it so he can't commentate the bra and panties match like the creepy old man that he is, talking about he was like, puppies." Like, he did that whole thing. And then Gregory Helms like walked off. And then right after that, we see Gregory Helms come immediately out on stage. This was before he had the cruiserweight title, I think. And
Before he had the good theme song too.
yeah, the "It's time, yeah, it's time for revolution, it's time," like that one. It was before that, so he had like this generic kind of like trash theme. And then Jerry Lawler came out, and then they had their match. It was By this point, I started working on the thumbnail, so I was a little bit
Yeah.
in and out of this match, but I mean, it was decent for what it was. Gregory Helms is a good wrestler. Jerry Lawler can wrestle, even though he still wrestles in 2021. Crazy enough, but actually, by the time this comes out, it's probably going to be 2022. But
Yeah.
so, yeah, a decent match. I mean, was there anything in this match that really stood out to you besides how it ended?
Nothing really. I mean, it was good to see Gregory Helms. I haven't seen him wrestle in a good bit, besides him being the Hurricane. I don't know. I'm one of those guys that likes Gregory Holmes just a little bit more than Hurricane. I fucking
Mhm.
hate Sugar Shane, and I hate 3 Count Shane. Okay, I can't.
Three
No.
count. 1, 2,
I know that entire song by heart because of You
3.
Legacy Inc.
hmm But so Jerry Lawler beats Gregory Holmes. I remember specifically when that happened. Austin was like, "Wow, Gregory Holmes just jobbed out to Jerry Lawler." But so we forgot to mention the commentators on this show were kind of an odd choice. So it was for most of it was Joey Styles, who sounded absolutely dead inside and like he didn't want to fucking be there, and
This
Jonathan
was
Coachman.
this was at the point where they were in the middle of the first one night stand show and then the second
Mm-hmm.
one, so they hadn't yet started the WECW. So
Mm-hmm.
Joey Styles was just hired on, so he just did random fucking shows.
Yeah,
And then he would later get fucking drafted to Raw and then quit after.
yeah. But this whole show, he just sounded like he did not want to be there. And then Jonathan Coachman was just fucking. He was trying to kiss everybody's ass that came by the commentary table. Like he was saying, at one point, Gregory Holmes came over to the announce table and he started like talking about how he wasn't. Jonathan Coachman he was like, look at you, you haven't even broken a sweat yet, have you? And he was like, nah. And he was like, they were shitting on Jerry Lawler for being old, and then like Jonathan Coachman was like, he's like, yeah, like you can always commentate with the coach whenever you want. There's always a spot for you, and then he was like dogging on Joey Styles, and then Gregor Holmes was like, Joey who? And then walked away, and Joey Styles just looked like he wanted to fucking strangle somebody, and then after the fucking match, like Jerry Lawler was getting up and Jonathan Coachman was dogging on him, and he was like saying something about Jerry Lawler's heart, and he was like, "Oh, he's gonna need help getting to the back." Like he was dogging on Jerry Lawler. Um, but
Uh,
after that wasn't it the Big Show match after that, or was it what was after that?
yes, it was. Oh, but actually, first before the big show in the Triple H match, Shelton Benjamin and Shelton Benjamin's mama
Oh yes.
stops by, and then it goes to like a something else, but I don't even remember. But then they show Shelton's mama getting catering for Shelton,
hmm
and she bends down because she doesn't want to get the actual catering, and she's sitting there for a long ass time because
hmm
because because the first thing we hear when she bends down
Hold on, let
is
me
it's
let me
like
play it. Hold on.
I was gonna get it, but
Oh,
if you really get it,
are you already on it?
no, but I was looking it up.
I'll just do it. So Shelton's mom, yeah, Shelton's mom was bending over, and then like the lights went dim and they went pink, and that's all you heard. And then fucking the world's largest love machine, Viscera, walked in, and he was smiling, and he was looking directly at Mama Benjamin's ass, and he was like, ooh girl, can you he was like you got a lot of junk in the trunk, and he was like, can you cut me off a big chunk of that chocolate pie that you have, and she was like disgusted at him, and like Viscera was like, what did he say? He's
Basically, okay, so his mom said, "You know who I am? I'm Shelton Benjamin's mama."
oh yeah.
And then Viscera's like, "Well, okay, Shelton's my boy, and if it's all right with Shelton, I'll make you like I'll make you call me daddy."
Yeah. And
What the
he was like,
fuck?
I'm just trying to give you some action. And she was like, you want some action? I'll give you some action. And so basically Shelton's mom sets up a match between Shelton, Benjamin, and Viscera later on. But next we got the fucking most boring, dragged out match of the show, which was Triple H versus The Big Show. And the whole reasoning for this match was basically Triple H was attacking Ric Flair with a sledgehammer. Of course, it was Ric Flair. We had to see Ric Flair bleeding multiple times on this show. And so Big Show called Triple H a piece of shit and said, "Oh, I don't have to use a sledgehammer to win. I don't have to use a sledgehammer." And then, so Big Show was having a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber, and Triple H attacked him with the sledgehammer and broke Big Show's hand, pretty much. And then the next week, Triple H was having a qualifying match for the Chamber against Kane, and then this time it was Big Show that cost Triple H the match. And so that was the whole setup for this match, basically. And so Big Show comes out, and he has a big ass fucking cast on his hand. Like, this shit looked like a oversized glove. Looked like a oven mitt or some shit.
Yeah.
And so Big Show comes out, and then Triple H comes out. We gotta sit through the whole long ass Triple H entrance, and then, you know, spit the water and "Ooh, I'm the game" and all that. And then,
I mean, can we just say can we just get this one over with and just say who won? Because everybody knows. Everybody knows. This is 2006 Triple H here.
the only thing I want to point out at this match is at one point Triple H took Big Show's cast off, and Big Show's hand was like, it looked all gnarly, like it was all red and like purple on some parts, and Triple H was fucking destroying his hand too. It looked so painful.
There was actually a spot in here where Big Show snapped the sledgehammer in half with his bare hand. That was cool. But that was all really.
And then in the end, Triple H defeated Big Show because it's 2006 Triple H. So that was pretty much it for that. And so that match was boring and very long. It felt like it was dragged out. And then we go from that to, wasn't it the Shelton match?
Yep.
So Shelton and his mama come out, and they start doing this promo, and Shelton's mom, well, basically Shelton says, like, "Viscera, I don't appreciate you talking to my mama like that." And then Shelton's mom grabs the mic, and she was like, Viscera, you ain't gonna talk to a Benjamin woman like that. And she goes on and on about it, and she was like, so I want you to come out here and get a whooping from my boy Shelton. And Shelton's just like looking at her, he's like, what are you doing? I'm not about to fight Viscera. And she keeps calling out, she's like, Viscera, I'm calling for you, Viscera. She was like, come get some from Shelton. And then we hear again the world's largest love machine theme, and fucking Viscera comes out, and we're just like, oh god. And so the match was about what you would expect. It was like a big guy versus a smaller guy, and the smaller guy can't knock the big guy down, and Shelton's trying to fight Viscera, and his mom's on the outside saying, come on Shelton, and then like Shelton starts getting knocked out, and then she's like, Shelton, don't you make me get the belt. Don't you make me go get the belt. And then Shelton like starts fighting back after that, and oh man. And then fucking the way it ended, well, actually before that, Shelton got knocked down by Viscera, and then he did the I don't remember the name of the move, but he started spanking Shelton, and then put all his body weight on top of him and started dry humping Shelton.
What the fuck? Is this pay-per-view?
And then fucking how it ended was basically Shelton won by hitting a spin kick to Viscera. Pretty much. And so Shelton beats Viscera.
But Shelton's mama hit Viscera with the purse.
Oh
remember?
And we find out later that the purse had a brick in it.
Yeah.
And so then Shelton hits the spin kick, and he defeats Viscera, and Shelton and his mom celebrate, and that was pretty much that whole thing.
Well, next was the Bra and Panties Gauntlet match with Victoria, Tori Wilson, Candice Michelle, Ashley, and Maria Kanellis.
So it starts off with Maria Kanellis and was it Candice Michelle, right?
Yes.
So already as the match is going on, you can already see their clothes coming off already, and immediately Maria's top gets taken off, and Austin was like, "Well, she's about to get out fast," and Austin was like, "Well, I want her to win, but at the same time, I want her to get stripped."
I was actually rooting for her to get stripped.
And so then Maria took off. This is the first time we ever reviewed a match like this. I'm just realizing this now. But
I don't care. It had Maria Kanellis and Bra and Panties. I'm you know, I'm just gonna go back to this match because I know the timestamp.
But so Maria takes off Candice's top, and then Candice tries to take off Maria's pants, but she doesn't get it. And then she tries to do like the tarantula thing on the ropes that Tajiri does, but she didn't get it all the way. And then Maria just took off Candice's pants, and Candice had been completely stripped. If you're wondering if she was wearing blue, if you're that curious, but
it doesn't fucking matter. Maria Kanellis was in that match. That's all who matters.
So then the next person to come out was, I think it was Tori Wilson, and her and Maria are going back and forth. Tori keeps trying to take Maria's pants off. Eventually, Maria takes Tori's top off, and then they fight on the outside, and Maria does a really shitty ass drop kick. There's a reason why we said the Trish match was a good women's match, and this was bad in terms of wrestling, because wrestling wasn't the focus of this match. So
well, my focus wasn't on the wrestling of this match. You know my exact focus.
I know, you said it like 8 times now. And fucking, so she throws Tori back in the ring, and then Tori tries to strip Maria again, but then Maria takes off Tori's pants, and Tori is eliminated.
I still can't forgive Tori for that. I can't.
And if you're wondering, Tori was wearing red, a reddish like pink. And then comes Victoria next.
Victoria was the savior of this fucking match, I'm telling you right now.
So Maria tried to strip Victoria but wasn't successful, and Victoria takes off Maria's pants, and Maria is eliminated.
1 hour, 41 minutes, and 11 seconds.
Literally, the second it happened, Austin was like, "Alright, what was that at?" And he was like, "Alright, I'm writing that down. I'm marking it down so I can go back to it later." That's what he told me. I'm just like, what a simp.
I'm openly admitted, at least.
If you're wondering, Maria was wearing pink.
By the way, this match was the reason we watched this pay-per-view. Like, Devon was wanting to watch a New Year's Revolution, and when I saw that this was on there, I'm like, yep, we're watching 2006.
Well, technically, the first thing where you said, "Oh God, we gotta watch this," is you said there was Jerry Lawler versus Gregory Holmes.
Yes, but this was the definitive like choice.
Yeah, but you didn't know fucking Perk Angle was on this show. If you would have known that.
I didn't. Anything with Perk Angle on the show, we need to watch.
So, after Maria Kanellis was out, Victoria's standing by herself, and everybody's waiting for Ashley. And then here comes the reason why Austin wanted to watch this show. Was we hear this music.
No, I didn't know this was gonna happen. God damn it! You can't fucking put this shit on me.
So we hear this classical music, and the crowd starts marking out, and out comes Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young. And Jerry Lawler starts going, "Oh God, what are they doing out here? Please, no."
Jerry Lawler had the right mindset. I never thought I would say that.
Mae Young gets in the ring, and the Fabulous Moolah's with her, and then Mae Young just starts she takes her top off and has like this white bra on, and it looked disgusting. And Jerry Lawler was like, "Ugh, look at them saggers." And I
Keep in
started
mind,
busting out
keep in mind,
laughing.
keep in mind, me and Devon both looked away from the TV. We
Hmm.
both looked away from the
I
TV at
tried to
this point.
watch, but
I
once
physically,
she took her top off, I couldn't. Austin stopped
I
watching before she even got undressed.
no, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I went on my phone. No, 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 no. It's
So
too much,
so
man.
then Mae Young takes her pants off, and she was wearing white, I guess. If somebody like Austin is that curious about it.
Nah,
So
nah, 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 nah,
Austin likes them gilfs.
nah.
But so the whole like they panned the camera to some guy in the crowd, and he was crying in disgust with how horrified he was. Like he was
I
actually
felt,
crying.
I felt that guy's disgust. I felt
And
it.
so then Moolah tries to get Mae Young to get out of the ring, and then Victoria, for no reason, just starts attacking Mae Young, and then Moolah and Mae Young team up on Victoria, and they try to strip her, but they don't know what they're doing, so they take Victoria's top off, but they almost accidentally take her bra off too,
I mean, I
and
would have took that
and
as well.
then they were just like trying to get it off for like a solid 5 minutes until the referee was like, "All right, that's enough," and then they just left, and that was that. And then Victoria got back up and was like just standing there like in shock of what just happened. And then we hear Ashley Mazzaro's theme, and
Rest in peace.
Ashley comes out, gets in the ring. Victoria tries to go for the Widow's Peak. Ashley counters, pulls down Victoria's pants, and that was it. That was literally it. It took like 5 seconds.
Genuinely, the highlight of that match was 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 11 seconds.
Oh, well, that wasn't it because Ashley felt bad for the crowd, so she said, "You know what? I'm gonna strip down for you." So Ashley
Hey,
stripped her clothes off as well.
they didn't have to feel bad for me. I mean, I saw Maria Kanellis. I was good.
Oh, if you're wondering, Victoria was wearing gold. If you're wondering, and Ashley was wearing red. So
She's actually
yeah,
wearing the same PNG that's in the thumbnail right now.
yep. So and that was the Bra and Panties Gauntlet. It was for absolutely no reason, but there you go. There was nothing on the line, but there it was.
There was my happiness on the line.
Yep. And from then, wasn't the chamber after this? Was there anything else I'm forgetting?
It was a chamber. Chamber.
So this chamber match was John Cena defending the WWE Championship against Shawn Michaels, Kane, Carlito, Chris Masters, and Perk fucking Angle. So we see everybody come out. We see Carlito, Chris Masters, Kane, Kurt Angle comes out looking like a fucking beast with Davari. Kurt looked like he popped a couple perks right before he came out, and he was itching to get out of that fucking pod too. But then we see it starts off with John Cena and Shawn Michaels, who I was telling Austin the next year at WrestleMania 23 they fought for the WWE title in the main event. Um, but um, actually, what? Hold on. Oh, I was thinking of something
It
else. Never mind.
was. Yeah.
So, so. Well, actually, before this match, there was actually a backstage segment with Edge and Lita, and they were going to this. It was like WWE like first reaction or something like that, or first access or some shit where they would like interview people after the match, and they wanted to have Edge and Lita on, and Lita was trying to get Edge on, but Edge was like, "Nah, like I got bigger things on my mind right now. Like I can't be concerned with this." So Lita's like, "All right, I'll handle it." Which leads into what happens after this match. But um, so we see John Cena, Shawn Michaels start off, good back and forth, and then the first person to come out is Carlito. And see the three of them mixing it up, Carlito, there was one spot Carlito did where he did like this flip senton onto the outside with Shawn Michaels laying there, but he kind of overshot it and just fucked himself and hurt his back, and the crowd was chanting, they're like, "That was dumb, that was dumb." But then, in the midst of all this going on,
Hang on a minute.
what?
I got a song to play for it. Let me get it pulled up.
This was about to get crazy. Because the next man to come out in this match, well, you're about to hear it. Please don't copyright us.
Alright, you can go on.
So, the next man to come out was Perk fucking Angle. And when I tell you, Austin has never seen this before this, but when I tell you, when that pod got open, Kurt Angle fucking went for that fucking ring, and he German suplex Carlito, got right back up, German suplex Shawn Michaels, German suplex John Cena, German suplex Carlito, just German after German after German after German, and then he's sitting here belly to belly, belly to belly, belly to belly, fucking belly to belly, I think Shawn Michaels out to the floor. He German suplex Carlito out to the floor. He fucking was suplexing John Cena. He was obliterating everybody. Kurt Angle was going crazy. He fucking threw Shawn Michaels into the chains. He busted Shawn Michaels open. He threw Shawn Michaels into the pod. Kurt Angle was going crazy. John Cena tried to fight back, but Kurt was like, nah, you're getting the ankle lock. And then fucking Chris Masters came out because Kurt Angle had an ankle lock on Carlito. And we saw a backstage segment earlier where Carlito and Chris Masters decided to work together in the chamber match. So Chris Masters helps Carlito get out of the ankle lock, but it don't matter. Everything they try to do, Kurt Angle was countering. Perk Angle, he was going crazy. He tried to put him in the master lock. Kurt Angle was like, nah, you're getting a fucking ankle lock. Carlito tried to backstab him. Kurt Angle counter. He said, nah, you're getting a fucking ankle lock. Fucking Shawn Michaels tried to do something. Kurt Angle was like, nah, you're getting a fucking ankle lock. And Cena tried to do the AA. Kurt was like, nah, you're getting a fucking ankle lock. And he was not calming down. Perk Angle was going crazy but this was the most disappointing thing, and I don't agree with this, but he had John Cena in the ankle lock, and Cena was about to tap, and then for no reason, Shawn Michaels just super kicks Kurt Angle. 1, 2, 3, Perk Angle's eliminated. And I remember the very first time I saw this, I was so pissed. I was like, why? Like, the fans were going crazy for Kurt in this match. Like, Kurt was going fucking crazy.
He legit said early in the show, I am not fond of the black people.
Yeah.
And I hope the Americans lose the Iraq War. And they fucking were cheering him. How the fuck do you ruin that, Vince?
Yeah, and keep in mind, John Cena was supposed to be the big face in this match. Kind of like the Bobby Lashley in the Extreme Chamber. And people were booing the shit out of John Cena.
Both of the chambers this year really fucking sucked.
It was to the point where Chris Masters and Carlito were getting cheered over John Cena. Like, they were getting big pops when they were beating up Cena.
I would understand Carlito a little bit, but Chris fucking Masters, he has potential to be a great heel, but not a fucking face.
Yeah. But after Kurt gets out, it's down to Shawn, Chris Masters, Carlito, and Cena, and they go at it for a while. At this point, it's like a tag team match of Shawn and Cena versus Chris Masters and Carlito. And then, a minute or so later, here comes the big red fucking machine, and Kane starts destroying Chris Masters and Carlito. He's hitting clotheslines, uppercuts, big boots, sidewalk slams, diving clotheslines. Kane was going fucking crazy. They kept knocking Kane down. They hit Kane with a backstabber. He kept getting up, tried to put Kane in the master lock. Kane was like, nah, bitch. And Kane hit a nasty ass choke slam on Shawn Michaels, left him laying for like 5 minutes. Fucking Kane tried to choke slam Carlito on the outside, and Chris Masters was stopping it. They double DDT Kane, but he was sitting up. No matter what they did, they couldn't keep Kane down. But they got him down, and then both men pinned him at the same time, and Kane got counted 1, 2, 3. And also the first time I watched this match, I was pissed at that too. I was like, really? Like, Perk Angle and Kane are the first two gone. And so the crowd was already getting pissed. And I'm like, oh my god, this is December to Dismember all over again. Well, actually, this was before that. But still, it's giving me the same feeling. And so then it's back to the four-way. And uh, how did Shawn Michaels get eliminated? Because he was the next one to go.
He got basically he started making a comeback, and then he got double teamed
Yeah,
by Chris Masters and Carlito, and Carlito hits a nasty fucking roll the dice to eliminate Shawn.
yeah. And fucking, so then it's down to Chris Masters, Carlito, and John Cena. At this point, John Cena is getting booed out of the building. Every time he starts getting offense, the crowd hates it. Every time fucking, when Chris Masters did a punch, he was over with the whole crowd. Probably for the only time in his career.
Dude, when he went for the master, when like he did the taunt for the master lock, they were doing the fucking taunt.
Yeah.
I had never seen that ever in my life. Somebody actually do the master lock taunt besides Chris fucking Masters.
So, Chris Masters does the master lock on Cena, but at that moment, for some odd reason, Carlito decides to low blow Chris Masters, and also John Cena had got busted open pretty bad as well by Chris Masters and Carlito, but Carlito hits a low blow, hits a roll up on Chris Masters, 1, 2, 3. Chris Masters is eliminated, and Carlito gets up. He's like, I'm sorry, man. Every man for themselves. And then Cena rolls up Carlito, 1, 2, 3. And when I tell you the crowd was booing, they were fucking pissed. And so Cena retains the WWE Championship. But this was not the end of the show, because a few moments later, the crowd's booing. They're playing Cena's theme. All of a sudden, we hear, "No chance. That's what you got." And Vince McMahon comes out, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And Vince McMahon's like, "This night is not over." And he's like, "Lift the chamber right now." And they start lifting the cage. And Cena's just sitting there like, "What's going on? Like, I'm half dead. Like, what the fuck's going on?" And Vince McMahon's like, "I want to congratulate you, John Cena, for retaining your WWE Championship inside the chamber." He's like, "But this night is not over yet, because there's going to be a WWE Championship match right now, and this individual is cashing in his Money in the Bank contract that he won at WrestleMania." And he was like, "So right now, for the WWE Championship, John Cena will defend against Edge." And the crowd starts cheering when you hear the "You Think You Know Me." And Edge comes out with Lita, and the crowd was cheering Edge. Keep in mind, John Cena is supposed to be the babyface here, and Edge and Lita are supposed to be the heels that you can't fucking stand, right? And they're getting cheered. The whole crowd was cheering them. And so Cena's getting up. Edge gives his briefcase to Vince, and Edge goes down to the ring. They start the match, and Edge just starts beating the shit out of John Cena, and the crowd is popping for John Cena getting his ass whooped. And fucking then Edge hits a spear on Cena. He gets the cover. 1, 2. Cena kicks out. And when I tell you, some people in the crowd looked like they were fucking mad. They were fuming in the crowd when Cena kicked out of the spear. And you could tell everybody in the crowd kind of had that, "Oh, we know what's coming. He's going to go for a spear and get caught in an AA and lose." Like, I could tell that's what the crowd was thinking. And so Edge gets incensed, and he's stomping, he's riled up, he's telling Cena to get the hell up. So he fucking drills John Cena with another spear. 1, 2, 3. Edge is the new WWE champion, and this was the first time. This was the first time for a couple things. First time Edge has ever won a world championship. This night made Edge into a main event star. And this was also the first time that the Money in the Bank contract was ever cashed in as well. So then after that, Edge and Lita celebrated for literally like 6 minutes. It was way too long, and it was so long that Edge's song restarted because it got to the end of the song. But they kissed several times. The crowd was cheering. They at one point they were standing on top of the announce table when Edge was holding the title up, and they were going all over the place, and they kept making out and kissing, and fucking Joey Styles just sounded like he wanted to go the fuck home and he was tired of this shit. And then fucking Jonathan Coachman was like, "Oh, I can't believe we got a new champion," and whatever. And so Edge is like celebrating in the ring with Lita, and they're making out. And then they show Cena on the stage, bloodied and beaten, and you can see Edge and Lita kissing on the Titantron with the title. And Cena looks so just pissed. And then it ends on Edge holding up the WWE title, and Joey Styles is like, "Oh my God, we got a new WWE champion." And that's how New Year's Revolution 2006 went off the air.
I think I would give this a 3.9 stars out of 5.
Honestly, I would probably go... for Perk Angle, I'm going to give it a 4.
Now, most of mine was because of Maria Kanellis and Ron Panties, Perk Angle, fucking the Viscera shit with fucking Shelton's mama. Like, this was actually a pretty good fucking pay-per-view, besides a couple things.
I mean, it was kind of like December to Dismember, where, like, parts of it were really bad, but it was the kind of bad where it was, like, entertainingly bad and, like, funny bad. It wasn't, like, slambery bad, where everything was fucking awful. Which we will get to more WCW here soon, but... But, yeah, that was New Year's Revolution 2006. I really enjoyed watching it. This pay-per-view was like 2 hours and 40 minutes long, but it really felt like, besides the Triple H and Big Show match, which that felt like it dragged on for like 30 minutes, the rest of this pay-per-view felt like it was like maybe an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Like, it really didn't feel that long.
Yeah.
The best match on the show, I mean, obviously the Chamber was the best match.
I think the highlight of the show was 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 11 seconds.
I think the highlight of the show was Perk Angle fucking German suplexing everybody. Kurt Angle was going wild in this match. He should have fucking won this goddamn match. Or he at least shouldn't have got eliminated first. I wanted to see him, because I know, I was telling Austin this during the match, I'm like, I know, this was Perk Angle, so I know he would have done a fucking diving moonsault off the top of the pod and all that crazy shit, because this was fucking completely out of his mind, Perk Angle on the Perk's fucking crazy-ass Kurt Angle. So, I mean, for fuck's sake, he had Daivari as his manager and was saying all this shit that you never thought you'd hear Kurt Angle say, like he was fucking out of his mind. So
we gotta review the episode of SmackDown where he said he was gonna have bestiality sex with fucking with Booker T's wife. We have to. That has. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do the WCW review next week and the DPW review and that SmackDown. I need to find that SmackDown.
Well, and then there would also be your AEW review as well.
True. I'll take. You know what? Fuck it. It'll be a big bet. I want to see that fucking SmackDown.
We gotta watch some old TNA as well to see more Perk Angle. Oh god, we could probably see Perk Angle and fucking Scott Steiner on the same show.
Oh dear God! The Main Event Mafia episode. The Main Event Mafia episode. No.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, that was our review for New Year's Revolution 2006, and next week we'll be reviewing fucking now whatever SmackDown that is, Austin's AW review that he's doing every week until I don't know how long. Fucking and DPW episode 2, and what else was there?
WCW.
Oh yeah, WCW, where
And
well, Vince has to do with the Mr. Vince Russo. So
and whatever other shit we talk about on the podcast. These podcasts
sir.
are going to be long, Devin.
I know. Fucking, we need to stop having like 5 wrestling reviews each podcast.
Okay. Next week will be the last time we have multiple.
Austin said, then the next week after that, we're watching WrestleMania 22, and WrestleMania 23, and WrestleMania 24.
No. You get the pick. You get the pick next time.
Alright. Well, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, so, for the clip version of this, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. But for the podcast version, back to the podcast, to whatever the fuck we're talking about now. I love you, Park Angle.
Rick Nellis, my DMs are open.